are Slade and Michael, and we're playing the Indie Hack. We now find ourselves back in the swamps of Kalax Nur. Abel, Hand of the Three Ladies, exorcist, and his new traveling companions, Kalani, a swamp clan hunter, and apparently Kalani's newborn child.
While I was getting ready, did Abel notice if it's a boy or girl?
I think you probably noticed. What do you expect it to be?
I expect it to be a girl.
And it is not.
Okay, so it's Kalani's son then. So we're traveling with Kalani and Kalani's son.
Yes.
Excellent.
We talked a little bit about the Swamp Clan, but maybe we could flesh things out a little bit more. What are some distinctive features of the Swamp Clan hunters?
Probably more as I noticed it as they moved and turned, like while I was watching Kalani get ready to go. I've noticed probably that they have ritual scarring of some kind, maybe like ground with some kind of dirt or dyes, so that it scars in like colorful patterns. So it's this kind of like matte gray and then various bright colored scars lining their bodies.
Is there any way that this is decided? Is this purely fashion, or do these scars represent rites of passage or particularly successful hunts?
I think to Abel, it looks like they occurred like naturally, like they got cut into by something or by somebody. So they seem to be commemorating battles or wounds or taken. There might be a few that are done themselves, but the majority of them look like they take scars and put the powder into them to cause the scarification.
So,
what weapons is Kalani wielding?
He's wielding a spear.
They just all have spears and kind of light leathers on, I'm guessing, skins of some kind.
Kalani appears to know the way, and he conveys to you that it's going to be a few days. You pass those days walking with him in relative silence. At one point, he stops you on the trail and hunts down a creature, a kind of amphibian-looking thing, maybe a lizard. It's not totally clear what the thing is. It looks a bit like a frog crossed with a lizard, and he cooks that over a small fire to keep you going.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I stay with the boy and not even boy, I guess babe still, and feed him and take care of him. Now that I'm seeing about baby, also is the grayness of their skin natural? Like, is that something that just happens to them because of where they live, or is it something they do?
The pinkness that you saw on day one is now gone. The baby has taken on a kind of gray pallor.
Probably thinking like, okay, if I were back in civilization, this would be cause to go get the herbalist or a doctor, but
right, but this is
it's okay here.
It's perfectly natural.
Yeah.
This is something genetic, something that the Swamp Clan has inherited. On the third day, Kalani lets you know that you're close. He's looking quite eager to get there. You are just a few 100 yards away from your destination. You can see these carved stones sort of leading up the path now, and this is when an arrow comes from somewhere in the swamp. There's a little splash of someone running through mud, and then an arrow is let loose and it hits a little mangrove looking tree right beside you.
I quickly pull up my shield to cover. I'm guessing like the babe's kind of in a sling across my chest, and so I pull up my shield to guard against any arrows hitting it, and I kind of look at Kalani like move, like let's go, like now.
Yes, so he also is panicking at this, and he starts running, continuing up towards the site.
I will follow his lead and just run after him, trying to zigzag pattern.
So the arrows are coming more frequently getting, just barely missing each of you. Let's roll a precise check to avoid getting tagged by these arrows.
The light die is a 1, and my dark die is a 4.
That's usually pretty good.
That is really good for me, even with my precise being probably Abel's worst thing.
Right, you've got a 0 in precise, but you're still over by 3. So you're going to add a hard detail and a scene detail.
Well, I think the hard detail is that me and the babe are able to zigzag out of the arrows and stay well away from them. And then the scene detail is we begin to notice that the reason for this is because the canopy gets lower to the ground here, and so the arrows are kind of a little bit more ineffective. If they put any arc to them whatsoever, they're getting tangled up in the various branches and everything above us.
Sounds good. So I'm going to add the scene detail, low, tangly canopy.
Yeah.
So now you see a stone circle in front of you. The path you're on, again, it was this kind of raised path, and it begins to rise, and there's a low hill that basically touches the top of the canopy, and it's ringed by these ornately carved stones. You make your way in there up to the top of this hill. There's still a few little stones around. Kalani is now behind you, and he limps his way up this hill because he's been hit by an arrow.
I look at him. Abel's here to help him, so he's going to rush down and try to help him out and help him move up the hill faster.
Okay, you reach him when he's, let's say, 25% up this hill. You notice that there are a few arrows scattered on the ground just below him. Nothing inside the widest of the concentric stone circles.
Is it like something's keeping the arrows out, or they don't even want to try to even hit us while we're in here?
Hi, this is Jason from the Gauntlet Gaming Community. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, please consider supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. Our page can be found at patreon.com/gauntlet.